welcome everyone. Hope everyone has had a good weekend so far. It is just about 1 a.m. here in the East. It's an incredible night, fight night that is. We had if you're an MMA fan, obviously tonight was a great night. You had Bellator 192 along with UFC 220. Pretty interesting night of cards. Basically to check out, and it's going to conclude with the baddest man on the planet retaining that title. I mean, Stipe Miocic looked pretty impressive, and Ngannou, he was exhausted after the end of the first round, and I knew Stipe was good, but I didn't give him the credit. I think I even tweeted out I was drinking more of the Kool-Aid for Ngannou more than anything else. His fights, I think he's horrifically terrifying to watch fight. He is extremely powerful, and I truly thought that that would be the difference, and I thought Stipe would get caught and end up being subsequently knocked out. That was kind of my original thought there, but I got to give props to Stipe. He looked good. He looked really, really good. He survived the initial onslaught of Francis Ngannou and was able to to really take it to he was able to dominate, really put Ngannou in a lot of uncomfortable positions, and he was able to retain his title that way. And Stipe Miocic, gotta tip your guy like that. Again, he's one of those champions that we've seen who I think a lot of people sleep on him, don't give him the credit he deserves, and honestly in this fight I didn't think he was going to win. I'm going to be the first one to admit it. I didn't think he would have it in him to get it done, and he did a great job tonight. Like I said, he really did a good job of putting in goal positions and really dominating. On the ground, he took it to him, and he kept Francis Ngannou from getting really any good shots in, which obviously if you're a fight fan, you've seen the incredible power of Francis Ngannou, and he was able to keep that at bay and not really get that going and use that to his advantage. So again, you gotta tip your cap, and you gotta give mad props to Stipe Miocic for coming away with that huge victory. Again, like I said, there was a lot of really good fights here tonight. The co-main event, Daniel Cormier against Volkan Oezdemir. That was a surprise. How it ended, DC looked really good. I thought Cormier came out and did a really good job of controlling that fight as well. So Daniel Cormier continues to impress. He's his only blemishes really are the John Jones fights, and the guy's had one hell of a career. Like I said, and what he said, I heard in an interview. It might have been I think it was on Sirius XM. But, Cormier was talking about how it's really gonna kind of eat him alive a little bit, that his only two blemishes are the two John Jones losses, and he's the champ, but he can't get past John Jones, but and sadly we'll never find out what would happen, because John Jones keeps getting busted for either drugs or PEDs, and which is a shame, because I think John Jones is one of the best fighters to ever lace up the gloves, and unfortunately he can't stay out of trouble, and if with that being the case, it makes it tough to to really, kind of decide, who's the best. And, Cormier, again, he does just a phenomenal job of dominating his opponents outside of John Jones. And but I got to tip the cap to him. He looked really good tonight against Oezdemir, who is a very powerful striker. But just it was impressive, early on that Oezdemir was able to keep Cormier at bay and not allow him to take him down at will. Cormier is just, he's just a whole new animal when you're fighting something like that. Just his wrestling, as we all know, is just simply fantastic, and he definitely used that to his advantage and was able to come away with the TKO victory over Oezdemir and another title defense for DC. So again, it was, like I said, a great UFC card. Bellator 192. I thought I was able to kind of glance back and forth and watch one fight over another. That was another interesting night. Anytime Bellator going head to head with UFC is always pretty interesting. And Bellator 192, from what I've got a DVR at the house, I haven't really had a chance to to really check it out too much. But you got Michael Chandler getting the big victory. Douglas Lima, he was defeated by. And then obviously in the heavyweight Grand Prix tournament, Chael Sonnen and the American Gangster knocks off Rampage Jackson in a fight that was, from what I was able to see, it was kind of it looked like it was controlled more on the on the ground by Chael. He did what he had to do to get it done. But Aaron Pico with a big TKO victory. He looked impressive in the short time he was in the cage, with his knockout victory. So, again, I'll speak a little more on Bellator, probably in the next day or two. Podcast up with Jin Kim, who obviously, if you listen to our podcast, Jin's obviously been a big part of our combat sports coverage. I'm hoping to get something up with him here in the next day or two. Recapping last week's UFC event, plus UFC 220 and Bellator 192. That's pretty much all I got here. I just kind of want to get a couple quick thoughts out. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in and your support with everything. It really helps out. So again, follow me on Twitter at I am Chris Asbrock. Check out the website, feeltheimpactsports.com. And I believe that's pretty much it. So feel free to, again, follow me on Twitter and really engage with me. I would like to, chat a little bit, discuss, all kinds of things. So, again, your support, check out my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that as well. And as for that, I hope everyone has themselves a great rest of the weekend, and we will chat at you later on. And with that being said, guys, take care. See ya.